Okay, can you guys see the whiteboard again?
Yes.
All right, so this is all we've done so far is Unit 8, number 2. The question was find the line that was perpendicular to this line with this point. So we found, I erased the work, but we got this to y equals mx plus b, found its opposite reciprocal, which was -2, plugged in the point, did all our work, and this here was our final answer. Questions on that one?
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to clear. And next one I'm going to do is 24. Garen, that one is yours, correct?
Yes.
F of x equals 4x plus 1 over x. And again, this is from Unit 8 review. And it says find the inverse. Okay, do you guys remember how we find the inverse? First, we change that to y. And what do we do next?
You flip the variables.
Flip the variables. Okay, after that, we start to solve. This was one that we had, it was on the test extra credit, and it was on the group quiz right before the Unit 8 test. Do you guys, anybody remember first off what we would multiply both sides by?
Y.
Y.
Okay, that gives us xy equals 4y plus 1. Now, I'm trying to solve for what in this problem?
Y.
I'm trying to solve for y, but what's the problem right now with trying to get y by itself?
Well, there's two Y's.
There's two
Fine.
y's, correct. Okay, so what would I do to kind of help with that? I'm trying to get y by itself. What will I have to do? Does anybody remember? Something with the y's. I want to get them to the same side. So I'm going to subtract the 4y. And they are not like terms, so the best I could do is xy minus 4y equals 1. Now at this point, does anybody either remember or think they kind of have an idea of what we would do next?
You factor
Take
out
out
the
the-
Y.
Factor out the y. X minus 4 equals 1. And now I'm trying to get y by itself. What would I divide both sides by?
X minus 4.
X minus 4. And there's your inverse. So we would say F inverse of x equals 1 over x minus 4.
Yeah, the two Y's is what kind
What
of.
threw you? Yeah, we didn't do a whole lot of them during that unit. It came up more towards the end. We had it on a review, a group quiz, and it was extra credit on the test. So you're right. The double variables didn't happen too much during that unit. It only happened towards the end. Does it make sense though now that you've seen it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions on 24?
Nope.
Would anybody like it up a little bit longer? Okay, I'm going to clear. And Unit 8, number 26. Isabel, is that one yours?
Yeah.
Okay. So it has if f of x equals 9 over 2x minus 4/3, then evaluate f inverse of f of 5. Is that correct? Okay, two choices. One, find the inverse of this, and it's going to look ugly. The inverse will look ugly. You would change this to y, and then switch the variables, and then add the 4/3, multiply by the reciprocal, and then you would plug 5 into the original and then 5 into the inverse. That is an option. But I gave you guys a shortcut. Does anybody remember the shortcut? And I purposely on the reviews and morning reviews gave you no space to work this out for a reason.
Because isn't the answer what f of whatever the number is?
So what would the answer be here?
5.
5, without any work. And that's because f inverse of f of x was always x, and f of f inverse was always x. It didn't matter if the inverse was on the inside or the outside. They always undo each other, and whatever's on the inside is your answer. Isabella, do you remember that now?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay, that's good. Okay, questions on Unit 8, number 26? Any other questions about this at all, or anybody need it up a little bit longer? Okay, Unit 8, number 28. And this is the difference quotient, correct? F of x equals 5x minus 3, and g of x equals 2x squared minus 9. Okay. And they are asking us to find the difference quotient, to find g of x plus h minus g of x over h. Okay, so on this particular problem, I'm not using the f function. I'm only going to use the g function. They gave us the 2 at the top because there was a 27 and 28, and 28 is using the g function. Okay, so if you remember correctly, this is where we plug it in. We have this big chunk minus this big chunk, so I'm going to put chunk minus chunk. And what we do is we use the g of x function, and we're going to plug x plus h into the first one and just x into the second one. So I do 2 blank squared minus 9, and then 2 blank squared minus 9. Okay, so do you see that in both cases, it's pretty much this? I just put blanks in where the x used to be. Yes? In the first one, in this one here, what am I going to plug in?
X plus h.
X plus h. In the second one, what am I going to plug in?
X.
X.
X. And then it is all over h. Okay. What I'm going to do, it's going to get kind of messy. I'm going to do 2 parentheses and have you guys FOIL the x plus h, because it's not one where you distribute the exponent. You do have to FOIL it. Can any of you guys FOIL that kind of in your head, and what would it come out to be?
X squared plus 2xh plus h squared.
All right, everybody agree with him?
Yes.
Minus 9, and I'm going to distribute this negative, minus 2x squared plus 9, all over h. Okay, I'm going to distribute the 2. And what's going to cancel out already even before I distribute? What 2 terms are going to cancel out?
-9 and plus 9.
Positive 9.
Good. So I have 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared minus what?
2x squared.
And
And
now what
you
else
can-
crosses out?
The
2x
2x squared.
squared.
And what are we left behind with?
4xh plus 2h squared over 8.
Good. And at this point, what can we factor out of the top?
And
H.
The h, leaving behind 4x plus
2h.
2h. And what do we do next?
Cross out the h.
Leaving behind 4x plus 2h. And that there is your final answer. And remember, when you do these difference quotients, at the end, you should always be able to GCF and cross out with the denominator. All righty, questions on 28?
Nope.
Any other questions from Unit 8?
Well,
I do have some questions on Unit 9.
Okay. So I'm going to clear the screen for Unit 8. All right, Unit 9, I am ready.
One and two, because that's kind of where I left off.
Okay. Starting off with number 1. Divide, it's x to the 4th minus 16 divided by x squared plus 3x plus 1. Okay, and we do long division. Now, when I did these in class, this is the one where I said you can put zeros in, x to the 4th plus 0x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 16, or just work it out and line things up as you go. I'm just going to do it that way. I'm going to line things up as I go. Okay, so x squared times what is x to the 4th?
X squared.
And then you distribute, and you get x to the 4th plus what?
3x to the third.
3x to the 3rd plus
X squared.
x squared. And then we switch all our signs. Remember, that was part of our work. Opposite, opposite, opposite. That first set should always cross out. Now, with what we're left with, the negative 3x cubed, the negative x squared, and the negative 16, are any of those like terms?
No.
No. So the best we can do is just line them up in order. Negative 3x cubed minus x squared minus the 16. And then we just start all over again. X squared times what is negative 3x cubed?
Minus 3x.
Negative 3x,
Mm-hmm.
negative 3x. Okay, so that gives me negative 3x cubed minus what?
9x squared.
Mm-hmm. And then minus,
3x.
okay, change all of our signs. Plus, plus, plus. First set's always gone. Are these two like terms? The
Yes.
X,
Yeah.
yeah, so that gives me positive
8x squared.
8x squared. Is 3x and negative 16 positive, are like terms?
No.
No, and there's no like terms around, so I put plus 3x minus 16, and then I start all over. X squared times what would give me this negative 8x squared, positive 8x squared?
Plus 8 or positive 8.
Positive 8. And I multiply, that gives me what? 8x
Squared. Plus
squared.
24x. Plus 8.
I'm sorry. 8x squared plus, did you say 24x?
Yeah.
And then plus 8. And then we go through and we change all of our signs. Minus, 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 gone. And we have like terms. What does that become? Negative?
Negative 21x.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then minus
Negative
Minus
24.
24.
Well,
Can I
well,
go any
minus 24.
further? Or is that, oh yeah, and is that the remainder?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's where we put plus negative 21x minus 24 all over that piece there. X squared plus 3x plus 1. And that there is your answer. All right, questions on number 1? Would anybody like it up a
Nope.
little bit longer? We're good?
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how you solve it.
Yes.
Not really.
Unit 9, and I am recording this, so sorry if I cut it off before. I will post it when we're done here on my website. Okay, Unit 9, number 2, list all the possible rational zeros for the function p of x equals 2x to the 4th plus 5x cubed minus x squared plus 7x minus 9. Okay, does anybody, remember, if you don't remember, you can always look back at your notes. If you go to Unit 9 and look up, it was titled Possible Rational Zeros or Possible Rational Roots. It's something where you did factors of 9 and factors of 2. I'll start you off there. What are the factors of 9? 1,
3,
3.
9.
3, and 9. What are the factors of 2?
1 and 2.
Okay, plus, minus. Does anybody remember what we did here?
1, 1/2, 1/1. Actually, 1/1, then 1/2.
Uh-huh.
Equal by each number on the right, divided by each number on the left.
Correct. So we do 139 divided by 1, which would give us 139. And then he said take them all and now divide them by 2, which would be 1/2, 3/2, and 9/2. And that's your possible rational roots. Make sense? Now that we did this, does it kind of ring a bell for any of you? Like, yeah, I kind of remember doing that.
Yeah.
Good.
Definitely.
All right. Any other questions from Unit 8 or Unit 9 or any other units from the final review packet?
So for the rational roots, would you only cross them out if they equaled like the same thing? So like if you had like 6/2 and a 3, would you cross out?
Yes, yes. So if we continued the list, like say there was numbers and you ended up with 6/2 and that's 3, you would cross it out because you already had it.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct. All
Okay.
right. Any others?
We're good.
All right. No other questions whatsoever?
No.
Okay. All righty. Okay, we are good. I will be posting this in just a little bit. Can you guys give me 1 second? Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Okay, we're good. Any other questions before we end it?
Nope.
We're good. Okay, I will be posting this on our website and I'll just send that email to everyone regarding the scheduling. You don't have to follow it. That's just a suggestion. And we're good. I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right.
Love you, miss you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss
Bye.
Torres.
Bye-bye.